Hey everyone, so this is going to be my video of my first day in Japan. Our flight to Japan was at 9:30 a.m. and this is our way there at 6:30 in the morning, so it's very early for me, but I hope you enjoy. Currently waiting in the terminal. Our check through TSA was pretty fast, so we're just hanging around now, waiting for our flight. Just boarded, we're sitting in economy, ready for a 12-hour flight. Ready to go to Japan? We're here, we made it. This Nintendo wall has a whole bunch of characters. They're all welcoming us. So looking forward to what's to come. Just showing you what's a bit on the wall. You can see a whole bunch of different characters. This is the second portion of the wall. And it's great. I'm finally here. Alright, we just got our stuff from baggage claim, and now we're gonna go get our train passes. I just tripped, don't mind me.
So I'll totally be able to read everything on this. So yeah, pretty much as I was saying to you, right? We're gonna start from here. Oh. That one. And then we transfer and just go up here.
Alright, we just got our JR passes, so we're heading over to the train, the Narita Express specifically, and we're getting on to go to Tokyo. This is the Narita Express train that we're going to be taking to Tokyo. Right now they're doing a cleaning, but we should be leaving soon. グリーン車は6号車と12号車です。トイレは1号車、6号車。
We'll see. We'll try it. Okay. Ready? No, not ready.
This is just some of the street view, and we're gonna start heading over to our hotel soon. So this is the hotel we're staying at. It's an APA hotel. We've already checked in, but I kind of just want to show you kind of what it is walking up through the doors. And it looks really nice outside. This is our view inside of the room, and it was just amazing because we got a skytree view, and it just reminds me of that Haikyuu scene. After dropping off our bags, I wanted to go out again, so we're back at Ueno Station. We'll see what we can find around here. We found this store called Yamashiroya. They had some gachapon outside, but we didn't really find anything we wanted. But then I found these. Just look at them. They're all so cute. It's Snoopy. I'll show you what we get. So I wanted to show you what I ended up getting. I got a Terrarium on Vacation of a Snoopy edition. And there was one of 6 options I could have gotten. And they were honestly all really nice. So I was just really excited to see what I would get. And here I'm just taking out what's inside the box and kind of just trying to show you. And then also trying to figure out myself what I got. And I believe I ended up getting number 4. Which was Snoopy and Woodstock on like a skiing mountain. And the setup was really easy, although it didn't have any instructions. It was pretty straightforward, and you kind of just put them into place in the little holes that were available. And I just used the pictures that was on the side of the box as to my guide. And here I also had my helpers that I brought from home, Snoopy and Woodstock, who I believe really enjoyed the final result of the project. And I'll continue looking out for more items. And there we go. We're currently on our way to Ueno Station, and as we're walking, I noticed this shrine and I thought it was really nice, so I just want to show you. Okay. Right, we're in Ueno Station. We're just gonna head over to our platform and then catch the train. We had to do a quick stop because of the gachapon right next to the station where we're gonna get on. So the noise was really loud, so I decided to do a voiceover, and here I'm just showing you some of the options of what I saw. I noticed a little Yoshinoya one, which kind of gave you little figures of the plates that you could get, like a beef bowl or a katsudon bowl. There were also other ones, kind of just like little cap bags or little figures of like samurai or just other dinosaurs, animals, pandas around here. And I thought they were all really nice, and I just kind of was looking around trying to see if there was any that caught my attention or if any that my boyfriend might have wanted to try as well.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, are you?
Alright, so I went ahead and did the Pikachu gotcha, hoping for the Ditto Pikachu because it has weird eyes. But when I got it, I saw I got the regular Pikachu. Still a good one. Alright, now I'm going to be putting together this Pikachu. The tape on the capsule was hard to get off, and then eventually got it open though.
That was edited out, so you didn't see that. You get the fast-forwarded version here.
Exactly. Each little section is kind of separated in the little bag, so just had to get it out. And again, everything's a little more difficult than it needs to be, I feel like, but maybe it was just me. Putting on the tail, almost put it on backwards, upside down. That's all right, though. Worked out in the end. I got a weird little headless Pikachu now. Get the head out of the bag, a little bit easier. The neck joint was also pretty stiff, but in the end, ta-da! Nice little Pikachu. It can walk, not on my hand, but it's got little tappy feet. Right,
for mine, the wrapping was pretty hard to get off as well. That was kind of fast-forwarded and split up a bit. But we kind of already knew what we got. I got the Eevee, and you can kind of see it from the outside. And unlike Jonah's case, where he has to return his or can just throw his away, mine can actually become part of the figure itself, which I thought was really cute, but I hoped the case was more clear instead of being like a matte finish that it was. Ticket machine always stresses me out. I always feel like I'm going to drop my ticket or I'm just going to mess up. But anyways, here we are. Alright, so we're in outside the Tokyo station, and we saw this big building, and I was wondering what it's for. There's a post office underneath, as well as being a mall. And so that was really interesting. Then we ended up continuing our walk. We are currently heading over to the Tokyo Tower, and Jonah pointed out this Krispy Kreme, and I was just like, what's a Krispy Kreme doing here? I was just so confused by it, but also enamored by it. And then we decided to continue our walk, and as we were walking, we found the shortest distance to where we wanted to go was through a park. And currently across the street was actually the Imperial Palace. Jonah was actually pointing that out to me. I didn't know until afterwards. And then we were just like, oh, look at that. We didn't actually go near that since it was in the opposite direction of where we were heading. And we wanted to head over to the Tokyo Tower as fast as possible, even though we were taking a detour through this park. Instead of kind of cutting through, we decided to take more detours and kind of just look at the nature. And it's also because Jonah really likes all this greenery. We were honestly surprised by how much green there still was, but you could even see the change of color on the leaves because of the change of season, as well as trees that have no leaves at all, which makes more sense, of course. And here there was also a pond, which was really nice to look at, and you could also kind of see that there was a tree there, which I believe kind of lights up at night, but wouldn't know for sure until passing through it at that time. And it was just a really good view to look at, and kind of just pause for a second before continuing our walk. And here we were also noticing, as I said earlier, the difference of color in the leaves. This tree really just stands out to me along with Jonah. We kind of just liked the color of it and took a moment to kind of just take pictures and appreciate it before continuing on. And this path is one of the ones we could have just taken earlier instead of going up to where the pond was. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show that and just show you a bit of our walk through the park. Here, there was also a stage. We don't really know what it was for, and we didn't get too close to it either to kind of look into it to find out more information. Kind of just saw it from a distance, and it was really big, and there was also seating inside that you can't see very well from outside. But we were just more focused on this really big fountain that we saw. It was really nice. The water was really clear. And there was a lot of families around this park as well. Just a lot of people walking by or just taking a break. But we just continued walking. But we were starting to get a bit tired at this point. So we were trying to walk a bit faster and trying to find a place to rest. Though we knew we wanted to kind of get through more of the park as well before getting a bigger rest. And so now we were more focused on trying to find the faster way than kind of just taking more detours. So we're trying to take a diagonal path instead of kind of a straight to right path, you could say. And then in a diagonal path, we also kind of just saw this little walkway on the corner. So that worked out for us. But here you can kind of just see how some of these trees don't have any leaves, but then right next to them there are trees or bushes that do. So that to me was really interesting, but it was also just still a nice walkway to kind of go through, and it was really nice weather. It wasn't too cold either. I was just able to wear like a t-shirt, sweater, and some gloves. I think in the morning I wasn't really wearing my gloves either. I was kind of just walking around with my sweater and t-shirt, and then at night I was wearing my gloves since it did get cooler at that time. But it was just good to kind of walk around and get warm in, and then when I went inside it almost felt too warm sometimes. And then we did notice this crane pond where we decided to take our break, and sadly I didn't catch a crane on video, but we did get to see one inside of the pond, which was really nice.
Now I'm pretty certain. That's the tower.
We're going over there. Alright, so we decided to make another detour before heading to the Tokyo Tower, but it was actually on our list to go after the Tokyo Tower. So again, it worked out that we were kind of just checking things off to give us more time to do something else afterwards, which ended up working out for us in the end. And this is actually a stairway of success. And if you noticed the sign earlier, it said no running or working out on these stairs, which I thought was pretty funny because I didn't think I'd ever see a sign like that on something like this. But you know, you gotta have your signs when you gotta have your signs. And boy was I tired by the end of these stairs. I was not expecting them to be as steep as they were, but it was a good workout, and it was a nice little shrine at the top. And I felt that after walking that, I definitely could be successful, because if I was able to do those stairs, I knew I could do another day of walking or another day of something else. So it was really nice to just have completed that and feel really good about myself after finishing it, even though I was very tired. And another reason why I took out some of the audio to this video was because you would have just heard me heavy breathing for a little bit. Anyways, we were finally so close to the Tokyo Tower. We were pretty much a block away at this point. So it's kind of showing you us walking closer to it, just how tall it is. And yeah, then as we got there, we noticed there was a really long line of people, both just to even go up to the observation deck to kind of just have a view of the city, as well as the arcade room inside, which we didn't do, but we were hungry, so we did get a quick bite. We ended up getting takoyaki, which is one of my favorite snacks to have, and I'm pretty sure Jonah enjoyed it as well because it was served fresh. Then we decided to continue walking, and right next to the Tokyo Tower is this other small park. and we saw more of those beautiful red trees, so we stopped to take a photo of them. And even from here, you can kind of see the Tokyo Tower a bit. Here are some of its legs, but you couldn't really see much at the top here. But then we had to continue going on because we ended up going to the Sailor Moon Museum. This actually was really nice because it wasn't on our plans initially. One of Jonah's friends, who was also in Japan, had extra tickets, and so we got to see the exhibit. It was really nice to see some of these scale staves that you usually only get to see on a screen from the show. So it was a really good experience. And I'm glad I got to view it as well as take pictures and record so I can show it to others who might not have gotten the chance to view it, or maybe just want a quick glimpse of what they are getting into if they ever get a chance to go to this museum in Japan. It was nice to see this artwork because you got to see the sketches as well as the work that comes after the sketches, so the finished product. You even got to see the small screens with the animations come to life. And so many people were enjoying it, as well as myself and my boyfriend, who got to see this last minute. And here you got to see some of the costumes that you would only see inside the show. So it was really nice to see the detail to these, and again, just see it coming to life. And there was a part after that which we couldn't record because I had the concept art as well as any anniversary drawings from the artist. But there was still a lot to see inside here, and just look at all these beautiful paintings and drawings. If you ever get the chance to go, you definitely have to try to go out and see it if you can. If not, I hope you got a nice quick glimpse. Anyways, after we finished that, we decided to go to Don Quijote, which is a discount store in Japan. This wasn't my first time going to Don Quijote, but I want to show you that how many floors it had. It had 6 floors. This is the first time I've been to one this big. The first time I had gone to one was when I went to Hawaii, and it was just 1 floor. It was really big though, but honestly this was even bigger, and there was just so much to look at. The second floor we were mostly trying to see what we could find, and here we ended up finding out that they had kind of snacks mostly on this floor or other treats, and we were mostly drawn to kind of the character goods as well as the bags of rice, because it's so much cheaper here than back in the US, and we just wanted to take one home with us. But we did also just find items here that we could find back at home. So we were more so looking for stuff that we couldn't find back at home and that were more unique to here in Japan. And just wanted to show you a bit of every floor that we were on. So here on the 3rd floor was more of cooking utensils, household goods, and towels, which we saw here. Again, character towels, which I thought were really cute, but we didn't get any here. We want to check out what was on the other floors. And here was more clothing as well. So we weren't really interested in that, so we decided to continue on to the next floor. And now we're going up to the 4th floor. Here on the 4th floor, we found more anime items such as cosplay items. Here I was a little bit more drawn to the onesies that I saw, which you'll get to see in a quick second. And they were just amazing. Sadly though, they didn't have my size. I am a small, and the smallest I could find was a medium. Then we moved on and we found games. Those were pretty interesting because we also saw some games that we never seen before, but we also did see games that are in the US, but of course just their Japanese version, such as Catan. It's a fan favorite in my household. But while we were here, since it was a character goods section is their specific title, I was more interested in finding items here, such as any Pokemon items. But in that same section, I ended up seeing Studio Ghibli items, which of course drew my attention so much more. There was a whole bunch of pins, plushies, towels, and here you can also just see puzzles that we found. There were so many items that I wanted to get. However, of course, we had to try to not get as much stuff right from the get-go, because we wanted to make sure that we were looking at all our options. But I was making sure to just keep documentation of the items that I did find. But we decided to move on, and now we were heading to the 5th floor. Only one more floor to go after this. And here we found more electronic goods. So here there were a lot of headphones, wireless headphones, or specifically those were earphones, but they did have headphones as well, cords, items for printers, computers, mouse pads, stuff like that. This wasn't really something I was interested in, but in that same floor, we did find stationery goods, which is something that I actually am more interested in. So I decided to go to that section here. And I saw a lot of paper, as well as notepads, stickers, post-it notes. And here I saw some Poscas, as well as any other brands that might do the similar thing as these paint markers. But we continued to move on, and we even saw these humidifiers, which I was really interested in. That was kind of like a rain droplet, which Jonah pointed out his brother also has one at home as well, which is actually even smaller than those that we just saw. But we continued on and saw the video games and consoles, and here you can just kind of see them. And as you can see, of course, they're all in Japanese, and Jonah's checking out controllers because at this moment we also were looking for new controllers for our Switches, but we wanted to get the character Nintendo controllers that had Pikachu as well as Gengar. So that's what we were looking out for, but we didn't find them here. So we were just looking at other items. I did even find a huge section of Fuji, which I've never seen a section that big here in the US. But we decided to continue moving forward, and so we were now headed to the 6th floor. But as soon as we got there, we noticed that it was kind of just really big name brand items, and we knew we were not going to get anything from here. So we quickly left. And instead of taking the escalator down, we decided to take the stairs down, and I ended up seeing these character socks, which I thought were really cute. And then we were finally back on the 1st floor. And here we were looking at Kit Kats because we were definitely thinking about bringing some of those home, because there are some flavors that we can't find here, or if we do, they're of course going to be more expensive. And that was it for our Don Quixote outing. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll show you if we got anything later on. And here we decided to return to the Tokyo Tower at night, and it was just really pretty. It wasn't even fully dark out yet, but it was slowly starting to get darker, and we were kind of just trying to take a few photos together. Here you can see us. And after this, we did decide to go to 2 more places. However, I'm not going to include it in this video. Stay tuned for the next video, where I will be going to the Art Store and Uniqlo. But I did want to show you what items we got from Don Quixote. All right, here Jonah's opening up his tin of what he got. It's actually Eevee Evolutions. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling to say that. But I thought it was really cute. And it ended up being a tin of chocolates. So that was really interesting to try to see how they were going to end up looking like. And it was also really interesting to find out that they were individually packaged because neither of us expected that either.
They're kind of like really dense crunch bars. Really tasty, good, chocolatey. Nothing really to complain about. Yeah.
And here, as you can see, I couldn't resist getting my hands on Totoro towel. It was really soft, and it was just really cute to me. It just had the gray Totoro, but I found it really nice. And the back stitching was pretty much the same as the front, so nothing really fancy, but really cute. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and part 2 will be up soon.